man is born to work, to suffer, and to fight. He who doesn't must perish. Man must exercise temperance and control of his senses and leanings in every way, thus keeping himself young in body and mind. A scientist is not aiming toward sudden results. He does not expect his advanced ideas to be readily accepted. All things have a frequency and a vibration. Crystals are living beings at the beginning of creation. Even matter, which is called inorganic, deemed dead, responds to the disbelievers and gives irrefutable proof of the living principle within itself. Everything that exists, organic or inorganic, living and non-living, is sensitive to outside stimuli. I don't regret that others stole my ideas. I am sorry they don't have their own. I don't think there is any deeper fulfillment that can capture a human heart than the feeling of an inventor seeing his ideas materialized. Such feelings make man forget food, sleep, friends, love, everything. I see it as my duty, as a son of his country, to help the city of Zagreb in every way by advice and deed. May 24, 1892, about the idea of constructing the alternating current power plant in Croatia. I strongly believe in the rule of compensation. True awards are always in proportion with work and sacrifices. I was amazed at this man, who, without thorough education or scientific experience, did so much. About Thomas Alva Edison. I would give 1,000 secrets of nature upon which I stumbled by accident, in exchange for this one which I extracted from nature, in spite of all the miracles and dangers which I faced. If I will have the luck to realize at least some of my ideas, it will be a benefaction for the whole mankind. If these hopes of mine come true, the sweetest thought will be that it is the work of a Serbian. If you don't know how, observe the phenomena of nature. They will give you clear answers and inspiration. In crystal we have a pure evidence of the existence of a formative life principle, and although in spite of everything we cannot understand the life of crystals, it is still a living being. Insufficient observation is only a form of unknowing, a cause of many perverse incidents and a triumph of crazy ideas. Let the future tell the truth, let it judge each man according to his work and merit. The present is theirs, but the future is mine, the future for which I worked so hard. Of all the forces of friction, the one which mostly slows down the human progress is ignorance, the thing called by Buddha the greatest evil in the world. On that day when science begins to study non-physical, spiritual phenomena, it will advance in a decade more than in the early centuries of its history. Our virtues and our failures are inseparable, just like energy and matter. When they separate, the man is not there anymore. Peace in the world can only come as a natural consequence of universal illumination. Restraint has not always been according to my taste, but my pleasurable experiences are a huge reward. Science is a personal perversion, except if its end goal is the betterment of mankind. Scientists today think deeply instead of clearly. A man must be sane to think clearly, but it's possible to think deeply and be rather crazy. The gift of mental energy comes from God, the Supreme Being, and if we concentrate our thoughts on this truth, we get into harmony with this great power. My mother taught me to seek all truth in the Bible. The inventor finds a huge compensation in the pleasure offered by his work and in knowing that he is an individual of extraordinary capabilities without whom our species would long be extinct in the fierce struggle against merciless elements. The most important product of a creative mind is an invention. Its ultimate aim is the rule of mind over nature and the use of its forces for the needs of mankind. The practical success of an idea, irrespective of inherent possibilities, depends on the attitude of contemporaries. The progress and development of man are of immeasurable importance for humanity and are essentially dependent on invention. The progress of civilization seems like fire, first the spark, then the flame, and finally an explosion of fire increasing its speed and power. The universal peace as a result of cumulative efforts through the centuries can come into being quickly, not like crystal which at once forms a solution that has been slowly in preparation. Today's scientists have substituted mathematics for experiments, and they wander from one equation to the next, in order to end up with a structure that has no correspondence with reality. We are all one. People are interconnected by invisible forces. Although we have the freedom to think and act, we stick together, like stars on the heavenly arc, with unbreakable connections. These connections cannot be seen, but we can feel them. Whatever we try to do in any area, we must submit it to our efforts, because we depend on the force.